welcome back. If you are new here, then hello, my name is Zoe and this is my YouTube channel. Today we have an all drugstore makeup tutorial today. I wanted to share a look which a lot of clients are asking me for at the moment. I've seen it kind of described as like the it girl makeup. It's a little bit more than the clean makeup girl trend. It's more of like a going out version, but it's really on trend at the moment. It's a little bit softer on the eye and then a little bit more glam on the skin. I just absolutely love this makeup look at the moment. It also suits everybody as well and it just looks amazing on everyone. So I'm only using drugstore products again as well today. The first thing that I'm going to do is just prep everywhere first. I'm going to pop a little bit of tan on my chest because the foundation that I've got today, I haven't got like a lighter version. It's more of my going out foundation and yeah, it's a little bit dark for me at the moment, so I'm going to add a little bit of tan. This is the Airbrush Legs by Sally Hansen. This is such a good hack if like you're only showing a certain area and you can't be bothered to tan and you're going out. Use something like this. You literally just spray it on. Like so. It looks a little bit crazy. Brush and just buff it out. I'm just using my viewfinder as my mirror at the moment. But yeah, just literally buff it all over. I like this one in particular because it dries very matte and it doesn't transfer at all. I don't think it's waterproof, but it's like transfer proof. Like you can get it a little bit wet, but it will like wash off when you shower. Okay, that looks a little bit better. Let's prep the skin. I'm using the PS Prep and Perfect Vitamin Enriched Moisturising Primer. This is from Primark and it's one of my favourite like moisturisers and skin prep products, especially if you are more dry. This is just the most glowy and just hydrating. I'd say it's more of like a moisturiser rather than a primer. It just feels amazing on the skin. Okay, then as a tiny bit of primer, I'm using the Marshmallow Primer from NYX. I'm just going to use the tiniest little bit of this just in these areas. I just feel like I've got a lot of pores here at the moment, so just try and fill those in a little bit. I carve out my brow and then just prep my eyelids with the Multitasker concealer from Rimmel. So just carving out my brow. I still love a fluffy brow at the moment. I feel fluffy brows are definitely more on trend now. A lot of my clients are asking for a more fluffy brow rather than a super defined brow. Finding with the it girl makeup trend at the moment, it's a little bit more like softer on the eye, a little bit more toned down. Like it's not as smoky, it's not as sparkly, it's just that nice like in between. So I've got a couple of palettes. I'm gonna use the CRT London. This is the chocolate palette. I think I'm going to use this. I do also have this one which I was going to use. This is the Lottie London, the Rose Gold palette. I really like this, but I can't find it anywhere to link it or like where to buy it from. I don't know if it's been discontinued, if it's just out of stock. So this would be a really nice one to use. That is the Rose Gold palette, but again, I just can't find it anywhere. So I think I'm going to stick to this one because I can actually find this online. This is the chocolate palette and I'm just going to use this bottom left hand corner. This one's my most used one. I absolutely love this shade. I'm just going really softly on my outer corner and into my crease with this. This makeup look is very soft, but it's also like very effective as well. It looks really pretty. And again, it suits everyone. This would be great if you're like going out at night, or if you've got an occasion like a wedding or something, this would be really nice as well. Even if you're like a bridesmaid or something and you just wanted a really trendy makeup, this would be a really nice one as well. I'm just brightening up my inner corner slightly just with the concealer brush. I've got no concealer on here at the moment. I just want to tap it over just to make here nice and bright. So you can either leave this one of two ways. The first, you can just matten this down with a bit of translucent powder, set it and leave it nice and matte, or you can add like a tiny bit of sparkle. I'm going to apply the tiniest bit of sparkle just as like a soft shimmer more than anything else. I'm going to use this in the very top hand corner. I'm going to use my finger to apply it very, very softly so it's more of like a topper rather than like a really shimmery sparkle. I used to love a really popping inner corner, but I'm just finding at the moment the trend is just very soft. And I'm going to do the softest winged eyeliner, just a little like smoky one, and winged eyeliner is definitely making its way back. I'm finding so many people asking for it, so I'm just going to sharpen up my outer corner with a makeup wipe. And if you're not that confident with doing a wing, this is the perfect way to have a practice as well. So just sharpen up your eyeshadow in your outer corner. It's not going to stay like this exaggerated of a line, but for now it just gives you a nice kind of guide to trace over if you're not that confident. And also doing it with an eyeshadow rather than like a liquid liner where it can get a bit messy, or a pen, this is a really easy way to do it. I'm just going to use the darkest shade in this palette on a little angled brush, and I'm just going to draw the tiniest little wing on my outer corner. This won't be super deep on me either because this shade isn't super dark, but just add a little bit of like definition of a wing. And then we're going to give our lashes a curl and apply some mascara as well. And then for mascara, I'm going to use this one, which is new. I've only used it a couple of times. It's the new Rimmel Thrill Seeker Extra Volume mascara. I've used it a couple of times and I really like it because it's got a fluffy wand as well. But I just take off the excess because I hate it when mascaras are like brand new and loads come off on the wand. It can get a bit messy. Just one coat I think will do. And that is such a good mascara as well. That would be like fine on its own, but if I'm going out then I do like to apply a lash. So I've got these ones which are not from the drugstore but they're just from Amazon. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's 10 packs, not 10 packs. There's 10 pairs of lashes in here and I got them from Amazon. I think they were less than a tenner, definitely, for all those lashes, and they're quite like nice and winged out on the outer corner, so I'm going to cut them, the inner section off, and just wear them as like a half lash on my outer corner. Absolutely love them. So let's move on to base now. I'm just going to apply a little bit of this multitasker from Rimmel just like on the high points of my cheeks because this makeup look is usually like really nice and glowy. Even if you've got like a little bit more of an oily skin, you can definitely be glowy, but you want to be glowy in the right places. So that is what we're aiming for today. So I'm just going to apply this to the high points. I absolutely love this. It is a little bit of a Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter dupe, and it looks really nice on its own as well if you're doing just a really easy everyday makeup. And for foundation, I'm going to use the Milani Conceal and Perfect 2-in-1 foundation and concealer. This I think is such an underrated foundation because this is one of my all-time favourite foundations ever, between like drugstore and more high-end as well. It's an amazing foundation. It is more full coverage, so it's perfect for like you're going out makeup, but it's just absolutely stunning. It's not too dry, it's not too glowy, it gives a nice coverage and it lasts all night as well. As you can see, it is a little bit more tan, which is why I've put the tan on my chest, so I'm hoping that this will just even it out a little bit. But this is just one pump and this will probably like cover everything. I've still got more left on my palette. It is more of a thicker consistency and it does give that more full coverage, but that doesn't mean you can also not sheer it out either. You can mix it and sheer it out if you want to, but this is my go-to like going out makeup when I want to look really like even and I want a full coverage, but it's very comfortable as well. It's a beautiful foundation and I just don't see like a lot of people talking about it. A little bit goes the longest way. And then for my under eye concealer, I've got the HMB Cosmetics Soft Focus Airbrush Concealer. I don't know if this is going to be a little bit too yellow for me, but we'll try it and we'll see how we get on. If not, I might just mix a little bit of this in with it. So I might just do a little bit just in my inner corners and then just mix it with a little bit of this one because this might be a little bit too bright. This is the Rimmel Multitasker. I do like a bright under eye, especially if I am like going out. Right, then to contour slash bronze, I'm going to use my Old Faithful, what I use all the time, which is my Primark foundation stick in Chai. I never use anything else, but it's always out of stock, so whenever I go I do always pick up like 2 because I use it in my kit quite a lot as well. Absolutely love it. And then I just blend that in. I never know how to contour my nose, but I don't like leaving it left out, so I just do like a little bit on the sides. Okay, then for blush, I'm going to use this liquid one from Barry M. It's in the shade Summer Rose, and liquid blush is just so on trend at the moment. Everybody loves a lot of blush at the moment. These aren't the most like pigmented of blushes, so I've applied quite a bit. Now I'm just going to press it in with that brush and like blend it back into my bronzer as well. Okay, then to set, I'm going to use my Rimmel Stay Matte Powder. This again I feel is such an underrated product, but it's absolutely amazing. Usually I'd use a loose powder, but this with a sponge sets your makeup so beautifully as well. This one's in the shade Peach Glow, so it's not like shimmery or anything like that, but it does have more of like a peachy undertone. So I go in with my sponge, and for me this sets like just as good as a loose powder, and just look at the difference. It just makes you look so flawless and like adds a tiny bit of brightness as well. I'm going to use this in all my usual areas just down the centre so we can keep like the glowiness where we want it. For bronzer, I'm going to use my Makeup Revolution bronzer, which is one of my all-time favourites, and this trend is very much like blush and bronzer, glowy, a little bit more like on the full coverage, but then like with a softer eye, which I just absolutely love at the moment. And then for blusher, I'm going to use my Milani Berry Amore Baked Blush. This has got like a bit of a glow to it as well. I haven't got a lot of blushes to be honest. I'm working on my collection at the moment. I'm going to apply like quite a lot of blush. I feel like blush is just the go-to product at the moment. Everybody loves blush, especially like cream and liquid blush as well. And before we do lips, I'm just going to really finish my eyes. Now instead of a smoky under eye, which I used to always do, I'm really loving at the moment this trend of just doing like a line in your waterline and a bit of it on mascara, and that's it. So that's what we're going to do today. I'm using that same Barry M brown liner, and I cannot not make a stupid face when I do this. And then I'm going to do a glossy lip. Again, matte lips have just gone away for the moment. I'm going to do my favourite lip liner at the moment, which is Spice Lip Liner from Rimmel. Gloss, I'm going to use the Lifter gloss from Maybelline, which these are some of my absolute favourite glosses at the moment. They're so comfortable as well. This one I think is in the shade Stone. Okay guys, so that is the finished look. This is my it girl, I don't really know what to call it, like trendy going out makeup at the moment, and using all drugstore makeup products. I absolutely love this. It's like my go-to like going out makeup. It's easy and it's effective. It looks really glam, but really it doesn't take like as much effort as if you were doing like a full-blown like a smoky eye with all the products. I like that it's more like the base is a little bit more full, but the eyes are a little bit softer, and it always takes me longer to do eyes than base as well. But yeah, that completes today's drugstore makeup look. I really hope you did enjoy it. Let me know if you did down in the comments as well, and give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you next week in my next one. Bye!